Here with head coach Jim Penders, the Huskies lose 5-1 to open the series against East Carolina. Coach, Jake Agnos was really good tonight. What were you most disappointed with the group?
I just didn't think we made adjustments. It's one of those nights where you have to tip your cap to Agnos. I mean, he was sensational. He outcompeted us in every way, shape, or form. We had a chance in the first inning after the error at third base, and then Anthony Prado steps on a ball, hits the ball hard. First and second right there, and we go punch out, and then let him off the hook. Sometimes when you can hit it, get an elite guy early, maybe he's on his heels a little bit, but he wasn't on his heels the rest of the night. He was awesome. So you give him credit, but I'm upset about the fact that you could see 3-1. He's going to throw a breaking ball. Somebody hit it. Somebody sit on it. It's not a breaking ball in the dirt. It's a breaking ball for a strike. That's a pitch that one guy maybe just sits on and hits. But we didn't do that all night. I thought one of the things that was definitive about how they competed versus us was, the one guy that really gets into a ball is Pat Winkle, and he threw him the next time up, he threw him the exact same pitch, the same spot. Maybe a little bit further in, but wasn't afraid to come in and just go, here, I'm better than you. And that's the kind of attitude that we've got to have. I'm not talking about just on the mound, I'm talking about in general. And we were too easy to kind of just say, boy, he's really, really good. And guys on Friday night are really good. In this conference are really, really good. He's one of the best in the country. But I just felt like we gave in way too early, way too much. Period. We gave in, and that can't happen. From a UConn team, that can't happen. That's what's the toughest thing tonight, is it just didn't choke up. We didn't make adjustments in the batter's box. Taking stuff that we might be able to hit, and then swinging at stuff we can't hit. Just no real aptitude in the batter's box from our guys. I thought, and then on the mound, we balked 3 times in one inning. We don't get off the mound on a safety squeeze when we practiced that yesterday. We actually came on their diamond, they let us practice it, and we still couldn't defend it. If Carl gets off the mound on the safety squeeze, he's got a chance to make the out at home. It wasn't a great bunt. But they outcoached us, they outplayed us, they outcompeted us. That's the toughest thing to take.
What did you see from ECU's at bats with 2 outs? They were able to get those runs in against Mason.
3 2-out RBIs, short, take your single to the opposite field. We had 4 runners in scoring position, I think, total, and I think 3 of them ended in strikeouts. I had 15 strikeouts. I don't know how many of them were looking, but it felt like half of them. Probably wasn't, but it felt like that. It was just we were passive in the box, hoping that he was going to give us something. I mean, even the last, Tope was last at bat. I think Tope thought he struck out. He started taking a couple steps to the dugout, didn't hear strike. That's the only walk the kid gives up all night, and he didn't want to come out. The last thing he wanted to do was come out. He's fighting his coach for the baseball on the mound practically, and that's the kind of fight that we've got to have in our dugout if we're going to have any chance at winning on Saturday.
What do you need to see tomorrow before a doubleheader on Saturday?
Adjustments in batting practice. We talk about it in pregame, we talk about it in practice, but I haven't seen them carry over to the game. And Coach Horgan talked about it a little bit postgame. We do a base hit round sometimes, and you don't see many base hits, and there's no fielders out there in batting practice. That needs to change. So we've got to simulate pressure as best you can in a controlled environment tomorrow, because it's not at all controlled here in the games on Saturday. And that's really what I want to accomplish, is a little bit better offensive approach. We might just ask some guys to just choke up on the bat. Put your hands at the top of the tape and see if you can hit like that. Do something different, because what we're doing right now for the last couple of weeks, we've been scuffling and not doing a good job with our bats overall, especially against good pitching. You can fool yourselves a little bit on the weekdays and facing different competition. This is elite competition, and we were far from elite today.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.